Joseph's brothers have come, and it pleased Pharaoh and his servants well.
Now, read that part again.
And it pleased Pharaoh and his servants well.
Now, you have to understand, the reason why I want to take a pause right here is because this is another Pharaoh before Joseph, or before the children of Yisrael go into captivity. Now, we've always been told that they were in captivity 400 years. They were not in captivity 400 years. Are we understanding? Because you have to remember the first 200 years that they were in Mitzrayim, they had freedom to move around. I believe it's either 137 or 237 years they were actually in bondage. But complete and total, they were in Mitzrayim for 400 years. The reason why you have to understand this is because while they were there, they weren't in bondage, were they?
No.
They had freedom. They lived in Goshen and they had the liberty to go and do whatever. If they were in bondage, Joseph would not have been father or Abba unto Pharaoh, and neither would he have been master over everything he had.
That's right.
So you have to understand, this is another Pharaoh. So the Pharaoh that comes after Joseph has gone on, and the brothers, is a whole entirely Pharaoh. And you have to understand, Pharaoh is not a name, it is a position.
That's right. That's right.
It is a position. And so this is the position, so nobody could have been a Pharaoh, because even for a time being, if you read the history and read in the Apocryphas, you will find out that Joseph, I believe it's in the Apocryphas, that Joseph for a time was Pharaoh when Pharaoh basically died and his son was too young to actually step up in position. So Joseph was Pharaoh for a time, while the Pharaoh's son was learning how to be Pharaoh. So Pharaoh is a position and not a name.
That's right.
All right, come on, let's read.
Verse 17 reads, And Pharaoh said to Joseph, Say to your brothers, do this, load your animals and depart. Go to the land of Canaan. Bring your father and your households and come to me, and I will give you the best of the land of Mitzrayim, and you will eat the finest portions of the land.
And it is so. Now, he tells them, he said, load your stuff up, go, come on back. You know, they went in, and he said, now you're going to come back, in royal, you're going to go out royal, and you're going to come back in royal style. The way you came, you're not going to leave that way, because I'm going to give you the best. Because remember now, all he's doing is basically affirming what Joseph said out of his mouth. He said, I'm going to put you in Goshen. He said, because you're going to be close to me, because in other words, I'll be able to see you and take care of you in Goshen. And so we're seeing once again how this all just maps out and how it all just comes together. Whenever the Most High says a thing, I don't care what it may look like. If he says it, it's going to come to pass. I don't care how ugly it gets. I don't care how distorted it may look. I don't care how tore up and raggedy it may look. When he says a thing, it is so. And nothing and nobody can do and stop that. Even when people come in and try to do little stuff, and he went to jail and so forth because of the woman accusing him of trying to rape her. Even in that ugly situation, still the Most High was covering him and had him in his hands. So we got to know when the Most High says a thing, it shall be so. And no matter what it may look like, we got to hold on to our faith and believe that he's not a liar and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. And so we must hold fast to those things. Are we understanding?
Yes.
All right, come on. Verse 19. That's where we start, right?
Yes.
Now you are commanded to do this. Take carts out of the land of Mitzrayim for your sons and your wives. Bring your father and come. Also do not be concerned about your goods, for the best of all the land of Mitzrayim is yours.
Now, he told me don't be concerned about their goods, because they're probably thinking, how are we going to get everything? How are we going to do what we need to do? And so, when it's all said and done, he told me, he said, for the best of all the land amidst them is yours. You see how the Most High brought them out of a place of famine, brought them out of a place where they were about to be poverty stricken. Now you have to understand, poverty means when you lack what you really need. And just because a person has a lot of money, if what they need, they can't get it, they will still find themselves in poverty.
That's right.
Because if you have the money, but you don't have you have the money, but you don't have the stuff you need to buy, you're still gonna be in poverty.
That's right.
It's an exchange. We're able to buy what we need because it's there for us to buy. But if it's not there, you can still be in poverty and be the richest person so-called in the world. Are we understanding?
Yes.
All right. Let us finish reading.
And the sons of Yisrael did so. And Joseph gave them carts according to the command of Pharaoh, and gave them provisions for the journey. He gave to all of them, to each man, changes of garments. But to Benjamin he gave 300 pieces of silver and 5 changes of garments.
Because that was that was his brother. 5, once again, is the number of grace. He didn't basically slight them, but he took care of his brother. Are we understanding?
Yes.
He took care of his brother, because that was his brother. Were the other ones his brother? Of course they were. But this is the brother that came from the same mother that he came from. Okay, come on.
And he sent his father these things: 10 donkeys loaded with the good things of Mitzrayim, and 10 female donkeys loaded with grain. He came and for his father for the journey. So he sent his brothers away, and they departed. And he said to them, see that you do not become troubled along the way.
Because he knew, basically, when you get out of the presence of people after all this had happened. Now you have to understand, he gave them 10 donkeys and 10 female donkeys, right?
Yes.
Now, basically, this is where he can take them same ones, breed them, and have more. So he's basically giving him what he needs, so that when he get back to Mitzrayim, he'll be able to get started. He'll be able to do what he needs to do, and began to basically do what he knows to do, and that is to farm and herd. We understand?
Yes.
And he tells him, he says, no, don't let yourself be troubled, because when you leave from something like that, the first thing you start looking at, is this real? Is he going to kill us when we get back? Does he mean this for real? Is he sincere? Or, at the same time, you know what we did was truly wrong. We can't really, we don't deserve this. What we did was wrong, and how we did him, no matter what, is still wrong. So he tells them, he assures them, don't worry about it, just come on back safely. Make it home safe, and then come back to your new home safely, because we're going to work this out. And it is so.
And it is so.
All right, go on. Verse 25.
Just 25 myself.
No, we read 6. We read chapter 47.
Then they went up out of Mitzrayim, and came to the land of Canaan, to Yaakov, their father. And they told him, saying, Joseph is still alive, and he is ruler over all the land of Mitzrayim. And Yaakov's heart fainted, because he believed them, and with him all the words which Joseph said to them. And when he saw the carts which Joseph had sent to carry him, the ruach of Yaakov, their father, revived.
Wow, so you have to understand, now that means that when it said that his heart fainted because he did not believe them, it's almost like he basically, if he didn't faint, almost as if he died at that moment. So you can imagine, they were trying to say, please, you got to see this now, we can't let this thing go sour now. And so now watch what the Ruach Kodesh comes in. And it says the Ruach, spirit of Yaakov, their father, revived. So his spirit came back in spite of him not really, because you're still thinking that y'all playing games with me. Don't play games with me. You're thinking that, you go and then you come back. What trickery is this? What are y'all trying to really do? Are y'all trying to take me to an early grave? And so they're showing him, but it was almost like he fainted. But if you notice, when people faint, what happens is they lose oxygen to the brain. So to a degree, it is almost as if you don't get revived, you will die, because your brain will die, because it needs oxygen. So he passed out, and his spirit was revived in him. So they probably have to kind of fan him a little bit, put a little water on him, and kind of show him. And it is so.
And it is so.
Come on.
Verse 28. And Yisrael said, it is enough. Joseph, my son, is still alive. I will go and see him before I die.
He said, no, I ain't about to die yet. I got to go see him. He said, it is enough. In other words, he saw, because he knew the kindness of his son's heart. And so he realized that. All right, 46. Jalen, come on, read 3 verses for me. Chapter 46. 1, 2, and 3. You don't depend on it. Go ahead. Chapter 46, verse 1, 2, and 3.
So Yasser took his journey with all that he had, and came to Beersheba, and offered sacrifices to power of his Abba Yasser.
Now, look at what he does. So Yasrael took his journey with all that he had and came to Beersheba and offered sacrifices to power of his Abba, Isaac. He didn't even wait to get to Mitzrayim. He knew that that was a designated place to offer up unto the Most High, unto Yahuwah, and that's exactly what he did. Are we understanding?
Yes.
In other words, you know when the Most High has opened something for you and he's given you something and done something that he was going to do, you don't wait till you get it. Wherever there's a stopping point or wherever there's a place for you to be able to honor him and to bless him, that's when you do it.
That's right.
And he didn't wait till he got there. He said, no, I'm going to do this right here because this is a designated place that is designated for me to offer up unto Yahuwah, and I'm going to do so. Okay, come on, verse 2.
And power spoke to Yasser in the visions of the night, and said, Yaakov, Yaakov. And he said, Here I am.
Verse 3.
And he said, I am power. The power of your Abba. Do not fear to go down to Mizraim, for I will make of you a great nation. There.
Make of you a great nation there. Now, and he said, I am El, which is power. The power of your Abba. Do not fear to go down to Mitzrayim, for I will make of you a great nation there. Now, you have to understand, the whole time that Yaakov, Yasrael, was where he was with his family, you know, I don't want to say they just was there, okay? Yeah. And if you notice throughout that, don't hear about the Most High speaking to him until it is time to transition and until he offers up an offering unto the Most High. And he gives him the confidence that is needed because he tells him, don't fear, go there. In other words, this is my doing, so don't be fearful. I'm going to make you a great nation there. Now, when they got there, you have to understand, they had been there a very long time. And because they were there a very long time, Yahuwah said, I will make of you a great nation. He did not say you will make of yourselves a great nation.
That's right.
In other words, once again, whenever there's a time for me to pull out and show people that polygamy is man's way and not Yahuwah's way, because you have to understand, when Joseph gave his Abba the donkeys, how many did he give him?
10 female and 10 male.
He didn't give him 1 and 2 for 1 male and 2 donkeys, did he? No, he gave him the same amount. Why? Because he realized those 2 could do just as good as a whole lot more. But he understood this is the way it is. And watch what Yahuwah said. Yahuwah said, I'm going to make of you a great nation. When he doesn't need any help.
That's right.
Whenever we help him, we always mess it up. Just look through there. Laban called himself helping his daughter Leah. Sarah called herself helping Abraham. And look what happened. Are we understanding? He does not need our help. He said, I'm going to make of you a great nation. In other words, he knows how to do it. Now, let me say this. We've seen the story with some of us, and maybe all of us. What is it? What the lady name in counting?
scout team.
Huh?
18.
That woman had what, 20 children or 21?
I think it was.
She was 20. I don't know if she has another one. I think it stopped at 20.
Yeah, because remember the last baby she was having problems with. She almost lost that baby. That woman had 20 babies by one man. Now, when the Most High does a thing, He does it. He does not need our help. They didn't need no help. She didn't have any kind of help. She didn't have to take anything. That's what the Most High did, and she was having the babies back to back, back to back, back to back. I mean, back to back, literally back to back. My great grandmother had 14 children, 3 sets of twins. Then her daughter had 10 or 11 and 1 set of twins. Then my cousin had, me and her both have 9. She has 1 set of twins. I have 9, no twins. Are we understanding?
Yes.
When the Most High multiplies and makes you fruitful, He doesn't need help.
That's right.
We got 9. And you got people 3 and 4 wives, and they got but 2 or 4, or 4, maybe 3, maybe 4. And it ain't but 2 of us, and we got 9 children. Are we understanding? When the Most High does a thing, He does it. Let me tell y'all something. Even when we were in Christianity, we were in service one time, and we were coming out, and at that time I was pregnant with Armani, and nobody knew. And this young man walked up to me and he said, "You're going to have 7 sons and no daughters." He said 7 sons and no daughters. And when he said that, I started to cry because I said, "Now I understand Most High, your will, and I would never ever come against your will." But I said, "Please, you got to give me 2 frogtails out of that." And the lady that I was standing next to, who we were having service with in her home, she stood beside me and she touched me and she said, "He don't know, but I know that the baby you're carrying is a girl." Nobody knew because I didn't tell anybody. And today I have 7 boys and 2 girls. So when the Most High declares or decrees a thing, it is so. Now somebody would say, "But you wasn't in truth." No, I wasn't in truth. But when the Most High want to talk to you, it don't matter where you are. He will speak to you.
That's right.
And so He spoke to us. Because see, at first, we only wanted 3 girls and 3 boys. But the Most High said, "No, that's what you want. But what I want out of your womb is 7 boys and 2 girls." Are we understanding?
Yes.
Now, once again, He doesn't need polygamy. Polygamy is when man steps in and says, "I have to do it because I got to make the way." Most High don't need no help. We know people that have had 21 children. We know people that have had more than 21, 22, and 23 children. The Most High, when He says, "I'm going to make you," it means He's going to do it without our assistance. In other words, without having, without brothers having 3 and 5, 3 and 4, and 5 men having 3 and 4 wives. And we understand it.
Yes.
Now, believe it or not, our 2 oldest sons have, 3 children?
Yeah.
3 children apiece. I hope they don't have any more than that, but they have 3 children apiece. Just being honest. But they have 3. They have 2 boys and 1 girl, both of them. 2 boys to continue the name. And 2 daughters. A daughter apiece. Are we understand?
Yes.
The Most High don't need any help. When we get involved in it, we mess it up when we get involved in it in the wrong way. Because now we cause stuff. They didn't need to do that. Because when the Most High does a thing, He does it right. Somebody said, when the Most High does a thing,
When the Most High does a thing,
He does it right.
He does it right.
And it is so.
And it is.
He's only, I'm going to have you with women here and 4 women there. And no, that don't work.
That's right.
That does not work. All right, come on. Let's finish reading. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
I will go down with you to Mizraim, and I will also surely bring you up again, and Joseph's own will close your eyes.
Now, listen remember now, this is the time speaking to Yisrael. Listen to who he tells is going to hold his hand when he closes eyes. Who's going to hold his hand?
Joseph.
Joseph. Are you understanding?
Yes.
See, because you have to understand, the Most High honored all of them, but Joseph is the oldest of the wife that he chose. And watch, the Most High honored this. Did he honor the other ones? I'm sure he didn't take anything from them, but he said Joseph. Now, who would be, according to statistically, according to man's way, who would have been the oldest son that you would have expected to do that?
Reuben.
Reuben. But Reuben was not. So you have to understand, just because something is in other words, we don't look at the start of a thing to determine what it's going to be. We look at the end of it.
That's right.
And even though they were there, still, the Most High said, Joseph, which is your oldest son, from your wife, the one you chose, is going to be the one that be with you when you close your eyes. Are we understanding?
Yes.
All right. Come on, let's read.
And Yaakov arose from Beersheba, and the sons of Yisrael carried their father Yaakov, their little ones and their wives, in the carts that which Pharaoh had sent to carry him. And they took the livestock and their goods which they had acquired in the land of Canaan, and went to Mizraim, Yaakov and all his descendants with him, his sons, his sons' sons, his daughters and his daughters, and all his descendants he brought with him to Mizraim.
Now, all his descendants. Now, once again, you have to understand the problem comes in with a lot of people is they feel like, well, he went and got, this the way he got that was what he got with them people. No, those people that they had gotten were basically slaves. They did not marry their slaves. They did not intermingle with them. They knew that was not okay. But these were his descendants and his family members. All right, come on.
Now these are the names of the children of Yisrael, who went to Mizraim: Yaakov and his sons, Reuben, Yaakov's Bechor, firstborn, the sons of Reuben, Chanok, Palud, Hezron, and Carmi.
Okay. All right, 10, 11, 12. Now, did he not say his descendants and his families? Now, let's just look at this in this way. What if the people that they had, once again, they were with them, but what if they didn't come? What if they had to stay on the outskirts? Because they were not a part of that. Remember, sometimes we always try to include people, but it doesn't say that they bought slaves with them. It just says, and we'll read down for it to confirm it. It just says he brought who? His family members. He brought his family and his descendants. Now, it could also be very well that the reason they were not mentioned because they were not family, but they still went in because they were their slaves. Mm-hmm. But then it could also be proven that maybe that they stayed and didn't go into Mitzrayim because the promise was not to them, but to the children of Yisrael. Mm-hmm. Are we understanding? Yes. Once again, we should never, especially when we try to assume that, well, they just have married all the people. No, just because you grab somebody doesn't mean you married them. Are we understanding?
Yes.
They grabbed them and got them. Wouldn't it be the same difference? Now, you start thinking they went and killed all of them because of what had happened to their sister Dinah. Right, yeah, her name is Dinah. Wouldn't it be the same difference, though, when they said, well, your sons marry our daughters and our daughters marry your sons? You have to understand, we're still talking about land. And when people really began to understand that if you marry outside of that, when it's time for you to get your land, either you're going to get it or you're going to forfeit it. This was the whole thing with the daughters of Zelophehad, thank you. They had to ensure that when the Most High gave them what was theirs, that they married within their tribe so that that land would not be, they wouldn't lose the land, and that they would not basically end up having to lose it, because the Most High was not going to let their land be absorbed into anybody else's. That's why he made sure that everybody got their lot. Now, if you go and marry somebody outside, watch this, of being a Hebrew, and now you marry them, and now you get into the land, and your land is for you, and you marry outside of that, then they say, well, you can't get your land. Why? Because you have married a foreigner, and a foreigner has no place. Now, watch this. Now, you got to see the end result of this. Now your wife, just say something happens to you, and now your wife owns the land. Now she has every right to bring her family on the land, and they are not Hebrews. Sometimes I think we really misunderstand that because we think, oh, it don't mean that. Yes, it does, because I want mine.
That's right.
He said it's mine, and he said he's going to give it to me, then I want it. And I understand that I cannot go and jeopardize that by intermarrying and then trying to bring them and say, okay, this is your portion. No, because now if you die, that portion goes to your family.
That's right.
And this is why it's important that we understand. Understand that this is not an analogy. He said the land is ours, and he's going to prepare the land for his people to occupy it.
That's right.
And it is so.
And it is so.
All right.
The sons of Shimon, Yemuel, Yamin, Ohad, Yachin, Zohar, and Shaul, the son of a Canaanite woman.
Mm-hmm.
The sons of Luai, Gershon, Kohath, and Merari. The sons of Yehuda, Onan, Shelah, Perez, and Zerah. But and Onan died in the land of Canaan.
Mm-hmm.
And the sons of Perez were Hezron and Hamul. The sons of Yisachar, Tola, Puah, Yob, and Shimron. The sons of Zebulun, Sered, Elon, and Yaleel. These were the sons of Leah, which she bore to Jacob in Paddan Aram with his daughter Dinah. All the persons of his sons and his daughters were 33.
So 33 of them went in.
Verse 16 to 21.
Mm-hmm.
And it reads,
So these were the sons of Leah, which she bore to Yaakov and Paddan Aram with his daughter Dinah. All the persons of his sons and his daughters were 33. Dinah. Are we understanding?
Yes.
Now the sons of God. Now verse 16. Let's read that.
it reads, the sons of God, Ziphion, Haggai, Shunai, Etzbon, Eri, Arodi, and Areli. The sons of Asher, Yimnah, Ishua, Isu, Beriah, and Sarah, their sister. And the sons of Beriah, Eber, and Malchiel. These were the sons of Zilpah, whom Laban gave to Leah his daughter, and these she bore to Yaakov 16 persons. The sons of Rachel, Yaakov's wife, Joseph and Benjamin. And to Joseph in the land of Mitzrayim were born Manasseh, and Ephraim, who Asenath, the daughter of Potipharah, Kohen of On, bore to him. The sons of Benjamin, Bela, Becher, Ashbel, Gera, Naaman, Ehi, Rosh, Mupim, Hupim, and Ard.
Wow. Boy, those names. Can you imagine going to school with those kind of names? Come here. Mm-hmm. Oh, we understand. Now, one thing you got to look at where it says, and this one was a Canaanite woman. When you see this, because she's a Canaanite woman, doesn't mean that she was Canaanite. Are we understanding?
Yes.
I am a Carolinian, but am I really a Carolinian? What am I? I'm a Louisianian. I was here because my husband is here. This is his native land. Are we understanding?
Yes.
And so when it is all said and done, you have to look at these things and understand. And the reason why I'm saying this, somebody will say, well, how can we find somebody pure? I didn't say you would find anybody pure. I never said that. I said, but what we do is we make sure that when you do get a relationship, that this is a Hebrew. Someone that's claiming their identity and claiming this. Now, once again, you have to understand, just because she was in Canaan doesn't mean that she was a Canaanite by birth. Are we understanding?
Yes.
Once again, you have to look at the things and look at everything that the Most High has said and everything that He puts together and puts in order. Now, you have a lot of people that are married and will probably continue to marry outside. And in the end, when the Most High deals with them about it, they will see and they will know. But once again, you have to understand all of these things are important for us to understand.
That's
Even when you get ready to select a mate, you got to make sure that they're believing like you believe and that they are what you are.
That's right.
Now, let me tell you something. This is why, and you can leave it if you want to, that's why them tycoons in Texas and some of the rest of them places do not allow their daughters, especially them Europeans, do not allow their daughters to marry anybody outside of what they have. Because what? The first thing they say is they're going to take it and their families are going to get it. That's why they don't do that. Or if they do, what do they do? Disinherit. You ain't getting nothing. You can marry him, but you're going to walk away with nothing. So we got to understand, again, this is not something that is new. We know about these things. You marry them, you don't get nothing. You get with them, you don't get nothing. And so you understand, why? Because people understand, if something ever happens to that person and they don't have this kind of clause and that kind of clause, and even if they do, a person marries and something happens to either one of the spouses, guess who gets it? The children. And if there are no children, then family members get it. And this is why most of the time people say, don't let them marry outside, because if they marry outside, those people are going to be able to take what we worked so hard for. I mean, it's tight, but it's right. All right, come on, let's read. You just, why you didn't read? Okay.
Verse 22.
These were the sons of Rachel, who were born to Yaakov, 14 persons in all. The son of Dan, Hushim, and the son of Naphtali, Yazir, Gunai, Yezer, and Shillim. These were the sons of Bela, who Laban gave to Rachel his daughter, and she bore these to Yaakov, 7 persons in all. All the persons who went with Yaakov to Mitzrayim, who came from his body, besides Yaakov, sons wives, were 66 persons in all.
66 persons in all. That's not, you got to remember, the 66 is also whose? The 12 sons and daughters. Now, so why am I going to talk about, well, they were polygamy, that's why I come and say, no, their sons had wives.
That's right.
And so at that time, their sons were grown and had children of them, their own children. So you got families, that'd be like all of us moving and you know, you all that are of age have your wives, and then when your wives start producing, and we go, like the family, the tribe, it would be Brown tribe, be the tribe of Brown, and it would be, let's see, Antoine, Beauvais, the tribe of, using his first name would be Beauvais, and so his family. And we would start with the sons, and from there, when you get the son, then you call his sons, and then if his sons have any sons, you call them, and then you call the daughters. Then you go down the line, so by the time we finish, it would be about what? What is it? About 9 of us now, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So all is 17 of us. That's not including their spouses. Are we understanding?
Yes.
So that's 19. Are we understanding? But if they had their spouses, that's 21 people already. That's a community already. And then when the others start producing and they're married, then that makes it grow and grow and grow. So once again, you have to understand, we got to make sure we keep everything in perspective. And it is so. All right, thank you. Come on, let's finish reading.
And the sons of Yosef, who were born in Mitzrayim, were 2 persons. All the persons of Yaakov who sent to Mitzrayim were 70.
Okay, 70. All the persons who, of the house of Yaakov, who went to Mitzrayim were 70. So it was 70 of them. Are we understanding?
Yes.
Now, once again, Joseph only had 2 children. How many wives did you have?
One.
He only had 1. He only had 1. And he had 2 children. All right.
Then he sent Yehuda before him to Yosef to point out before him the way to Goshen, and they came to the land of Goshen.
Okay.
And he presented himself to him, and fell on his neck, and wept on his neck a good while.
So you know they was out there having for a good while, a good while. They cried and hugged and cried and hugged. When they say a good while, you know it had to be a very good while. So everybody was just saying, let them get it out, y'all. Let them get it out, baby. Let them go and do what they got to do. That's 12 years of hurt and pain bottled up. You're thinking this person is gone, and now you're encountering them. And you know, you're thinking, am I going to ever see my Abba again? And he's thinking, I'll never see my son. And finally get a chance to embrace and touch them, handle them. So yeah, you know they was out there probably till the lights went out. All right, come on, let's read.
And Yasrael said to Joseph, Now let me die, since I have seen your face, because you are still alive.
Now that's what he said. He said, and Yasrael said to Joseph, now let me die, since I have seen your face, because you are still alive. He stayed alive all that time, because he wanted to see his son. All right, come on.
Verse 31. Then Joseph said to his brothers and to his father's household, I will go up and tell Pharaoh and say to him, My brothers and those of my father's house who were in the land of Canaan have come to me. Verse 32. And the men are shepherds, for their occupation has been to feed livestock. And they have brought their flocks, their herds, and all that they have.
Now, you feed the herds, and the herds do what?
Provide for you.
They feed you, right. Now, mind you, the reason he had to tell them this, because they worshipped and honored animals. That's how come most of you see their deities have animal figures and heads and all that stuff, because that's what they worship. And they ate them. You know, so you go on in, you got to understand, now you got two cultures coming together, getting ready to live, and here it is. They're going to bring them in, and watch how they're bringing them. They probably had them in, on nooses, or had them on ropes and bringing them in, because they're bringing them in like what? Cattle. And so they were herdsmen, and they know that herdsmen ate their herds. They took and did what they needed to do, but they wouldn't eat them. Okay, come on.
So it shall be when Pharaoh calls you and says, What is your occupation? 34. That you shall say, Your servant's occupation has been with livestock from our youth even till now, both we and also our fathers, that you may dwell in the land of Goshen. For every shepherd is an abomination to the Mizraim.
Every shepherd is an abomination. Now why? Let me show you why. The Egyptians worship bulls and sheep as their power. Thus these people did not like those who ate these animals, just like today. You wonder why people have a problem. You want to say that you are a Hebrew Yisraelite, but you act more like a Mitzrayim, an Egyptian. Why? Because you get angry because those of us that eat meat, we eat. Are we understanding? Right. Now listen what it says. And the same can be seen in India today, where the Muslims and Christians eat cows. But Hindus worship the cows as sacred. Therefore, they hate the people who eat these animals. And many times violence erupts because of this, and not just them, but a lot of your people that believe in Kamat, right? That's how you say Kamat. Kamat believers, they don't eat food. They eat a bunch of vegetables and stuff. I saw something today that I was looking at, those that follow, I believe it's Osiris. And they had a carrot barbecue burger. I am sorry, I am not eating a carrot. Please, Most High. Never, I won't say what I won't do, but please never let me have to eat a carrot barbecue burger. I'm serious. I'm looking in the, you have to understand something. I understand eating clean now more than I've ever understood in my life. But I believe that when you eat clean, you don't have to eat stuff that is not tantalizing.
That's right.
And that you have to basically break yourself completely down in order to enjoy it. Number one, carrots are not good for you. Look it up.
That's right.
They're not good for us as a people. And so, when it's all said and done, I believe that if you're going to eat meat, I said and I'll say it again, eat it in moderation. Don't overindulge in it. If you eat it twice a week, then let the rest of the week be something light, vegetables. Are we understanding? If you eat starch, we're learning, eat couscous, eat brown rice. not so much white rice because it's bleached. Learn how to fix your meals to where they will cause you to be full and at the same time cause you to be healthy.
That's right.
We don't have to eat because we were meatosauruses. I know I was. I ate meat 24/7 from sun up to sundown, Monday through Sunday. But I'm learning. I don't have to eat meat like that. I can eat it and enjoy it and then turn around and have me a nice vegetable soup. Turn around and have me a nice salad. Eat in moderation. Why? So that your body can digest and keep it moving. You don't want your body to get sluggish and get all backed up.
That's right.
Eat in moderation. And then when you eat, make sure you're eating good quality food. You eat beef, eat grass-fed beef. Eat goat. We were told eat goat, eat lamb. Eat poultry. Are we understanding?
Yes.
And make sure you're eating the kind that don't have antibiotics in it and steroids and so forth. When you go buy a chicken, if that chicken is that big, that's a turkey. That's a baby turkey. Are we understanding?
Yes.
You go buy a chicken and that chicken about like that, look like a Cornish hen, that's a chicken. Because that chicken has been given time to grow and to develop properly.
That's right.
That's right.
Without steroids. He gave us these things to eat, and they are, and we ought to enjoy it, but never overindulge in it. You can overindulge in anything.
That's right.
Eat healthy and light. And I want to say this: don't put anybody in hell because they eat meat.
That's
That's
right.
right.
If you don't want to eat meat, then you go on with your lifestyle. Because guess what? If that's what you want, all vegetables all week long, knock yourself out. Because I'm not going to offer you meat and I know you don't eat it.
That's right.
Because I realize you don't eat meat. But at the same time, because I do, don't condemn me. Because I'm not going to condemn you for eating.
That's right.
Because when it's time for me to celebrate Passover, I'm going to be right there at that table, eating my lamb and doing what I have to do.
That's right.
And then when it is time for me to eat unleavened bread, I'm going to be eating my unleavened bread and enjoying it. Are we understanding?
Yes.
Because it is a commemoration, celebration that I enjoy thoroughly. Because it brings us to a place to understand the things that our ancestors and forefathers went through. And not so much in a bad way, but it shows us truly the relationship between that time and the time that we're in now. And especially with our Savior, Yahushua, our Mashiach. And it is so.
And it is so.
But once again, let us learn how to disagree agreeably. We ain't got to sit up here. And the thing that I don't like is that when you post, if you have a grievance against somebody, go to that person.
That's right.
Don't make it a national issue. Go to that individual and tell them and talk with them one-on-one. You ain't got to tell everybody because now you're doing something that is wrong. You're doing something that is wrong. And so we don't want to do that. If you got a grievance or an issue, go to that brother or sister and talk with them and tell them. And then it says if they don't listen to you, then you take somebody else with you. But it didn't say open it up for the whole world to see,
That's right.
which we always do. Get on there and start trying to blast people. I enjoy my salads. I enjoy my chicken. I don't eat unclean foods anymore. Are we understanding? And I enjoy my life in the Most High.
That's right.
All right, come on. We're at verse, okay, chapter 47, verse 27 is our last verse. Read from loud and clear.
So Yasser dwelt in the land of Mitzrayim, in the country of Goshen, possessions
Good.
there, and grew and multiplied exceedingly.
Now, how many people went in there with them? 65, wasn't it? Or is it 70?
70.
70 went in. They multiplied. Why? Because here it was, they had no stress. They in Goshen. I bet it was beautiful. I bet it was something to behold. You ain't got to worry about, plant a seed and ain't a world. You don't have to worry about, oh my goodness, we didn't get Bessie no water, she gonna die. They can't bring forth because it's too dry, they can't eat. You in a place that now you lay down at night, you can go to sleep and you straight. Because this is what the Most High has said. Now, you can produce. Your wife can have a baby in 9 months. And then depending on how the body is, your wife can have another baby. And you have a bunch of little ones running around because you ain't got to worry about nothing taking them. Because you're in a place of safety and security. I hope you understand it.
Yes.
You're in a place where you're not under stress. Stress prohibits people from producing. And so does it do with animals. Are we understanding?
Yes.
When you understand that now they're in a place, in other words, the hindrance and the cap and those things that would have kept them from being able to produce has now been removed. Number one, you don't have to worry about not being able to eat, not being able to provide, not having a nice, secure place. You're in a place that now, in the next 5 years, whereas if you were outside of this place, you would really be struggling trying to figure out how you're going to live and how you're going to take care of your babies. Now they don't have to worry about that. They can live in peace, do what they have to do, and continue to be who they are in the Most High. And they live like this for a very, very long time. Are we understanding?
Yes.
That's how they were able to do it. It wasn't that they had 4, 5, and 6 wives. It was because when they got in there, they could honestly rest and not have to worry about anything being over their head except the Most High's blessings and His promise that they would do well while they were there. See, that's how you produce. That's how you bring forth. Think about it. And I'm just saying this. When you looked at those people that, not Cape County, 19 or 18 and counting, them people had a nice home. They had a nice home, and watch this. They had all that because they were getting help. They had money. You ain't got to worry about paying no $1,000 light bill. Somebody paying it for you. You ain't got to worry about it because you got a freezer long as that wall over there to feed everybody in your house. So you're not under the pressure and the stress of saying, okay, we bring another child, we're going to feed him. They didn't have to worry about that. See, those are the conditions that make childbearing easy. Now, sometimes it don't matter. Because when the Most High gonna touch a wound, it don't matter. It don't matter. Oh, we understand. That don't matter. It don't matter. But there are some times when stress can prohibit those things. But Most High, His faith has proven Himself over and over again as we continue to read. And they grew and multiplied exceedingly. This is how they grew and multiplied. And it is so.
And it is so.
And it is so. Come on, put your hands together. I remember when I was growing up and when we were in, when I first gave my life to the Most High in Christianity, and people would call the women, and especially our women, Hebrew, when we really didn't know who we were, when those would have babies and they would have multiple babies, have one in their belly and one on their hip, they criticized the women and they said, that's nasty. That's just nasty. That just don't make no sense for nobody to have all them babies. And they talked about it. Now, I'm not talking about when the baby's a month old, now you go back for your checkup and now you got a baby. That's unhealthy. Because now your body hasn't had a time to heal. Talking about when they had maybe a 9-month or a 10-month-old, because I've been in that situation. I got one on my hip and a big old belly protruding out there. And so forth, but people would criticize us and even other women. And so what did we do as a people? We started saying, well, this is not for us. You know, they're talking about us. And what did we do? our people started taking birth control pills. We started adding things into our lives, different things that would prohibit our people from having children, and therefore we became a people that became fewer and fewer in number because we started feeling like we ought not to do this because we're ridiculed and we're talked about.
That's right.
You had families that had 14 children, husband and wife, 14 children. You had those that had 12. You had those that had 20. We always multiply. Now when you look at the Europeans, who's doing all the multiplying? They are. Why? Because they're trying to keep they're trying to keep their legacy and keep their people alive. While we're saying, I ain't having all them children. I am not about my own babies. That just makes no sense. Are we understanding?
Yes.
That's not the right attitude.
That's right.
The Most High knows just what we need, and He knows how many to give us.
That's right.
Are we understanding?
Yes.
And it doesn't matter how old you are, as long as you're married. Are we understanding?
Yes.
Because He wants us to be fruitful and multiply. But you need to be married first, and then when you're married, this has to be something that both of you want, not just one.
That's
Because
right.
when you bring a child into the world, you want to make sure that the conditions are right. Whether you have the biggest house in the world or whether you have the tiniest in the world. It is all about conditions. It's all about being able to give that child love and bringing them up in the admonition and the power and the truth of Yahuwah.
That's right.
That's what it's about. Are we understanding?
Yes.
Not just bringing forth a bunch of children because you're trying to repopulate. Because you can bring forth a bunch of Jasons and killers and retards. Are we understanding?
Yes.
No, it is about being able to give those children love and being able to provide them adequately. It ain't saying you got to put Nikes and Pumas and the rest of them on their feet. It says being able to provide for them adequately, but above all, being able to teach them and bring them up in the admonition of the Most High, Yahuwah, our Savior. It is important. And so with that, the Most High knew what He was doing, and He knew exactly how He was going to cause them to produce and bring forth. Once again, you got to understand, the whole time they were in Mitzrayim, they were not in bondage. They had been there they had been there. 12 years he had been there. The first couple of years he had been in prison. And then after that he got out and began to cause stuff to happen. And 2 years he had already been there in the famine. And that second year is when his family connected. And he said we had 5 more years to go. So he had come to them. And that second year they had 5 more for the famine. After that, they continued to live in Goshen. That's only 7 years. So they had years and years and years to live and to move forward and to grow and to be happy and to multiply. And it is so.
And it is so.
And it is so. Come on, put your hands together. Are there questions, any comments on tonight before we dismiss? If everybody's good, come on, John.
Great enlightenment that this portion has been to us, especially as the Hebrew people, specifically, and especially as being the Hebrew people. It's a lot of good spiritual and natural knowledge that need to be shared according to not just what we eat, but what we do, how we pray, and how we worship the Most High, even as we see Yosef's life as a great example. It just reminds us, and not to exclude the women, but especially the males, to lead a set apart life for the Most High before ourselves with someone else. But to make sure, I'm not saying anything against it, but saying that the Most High is to be the first one pursued and in all the ways of the life, and to make sure that above all things in the life, that we observe His commandments, because every time I read over the commandments, I see that it is made aimed primarily at the males, and it says, do not covet your neighbor's wife, that this was something that the Most High had to emphasize for the men. And just as a male, it just encourages me to make sure that the Most High see me correctly, and that I'll be able to inspire the hearts that He's calling me to call. And it is so.
And it is so.
And it is.
get truth out there. Whoever's in bondage or in slavery, they need to get out of that. Almost like if you're like out in like if you're stuck inside something, stuck in a situation, and you need to get, and you're trying to get out. You try to get out. You have to get out of this like madness that you're going into. You're coming into this madness that you're saying that women aren't supposed to teach. But it's true that people are supposed to teach, get the right minds and the spirit. And their spirit has to be refreshed to keep their minds perfectly in shape.
And it is so very good. Very good. Anybody else? Anybody else? Everybody's good? All right, very good, very good. We just thank the Most High for those that have made comments. And if you would like to make a comment or ask a question, just jot it down. And we will, I'll answer it. If you ask it, I'll answer it. If it is something dealing with the lesson, great. If it's something else, then ask me, and if I can get to it tonight, I will get to it. But above all, I just want to say once again, let us be encouraged. Let us stay committed. Let us stay faithful to the Most High. Why? Because when it is all said and done, it is important that we live the life whether you are female or whether you are male. And good, very good words of encouragement. Whenever you're talking about getting in a relationship, the first thing ought to be at the center and at the top and all around you is that I want to be sure my life is right in the Most High. Because if I'm right, then I'm going to make sure who I connect with is right. Because I don't want to connect with somebody that's not right. You don't want to be with somebody today and then you get married to them and next thing you know, they're not where you are. That is horrible because you don't want to be trying to live for the Most High and now they want to go do something else. Many marriages have broken up and fallen apart because people don't have the same goals and they don't have the same aspirations, and watch this, they don't have the same desire. And when you don't have that and you get with the wrong person, after a year you'll find yourself trying to get an annulment or you'll be separated. And now you're married to somebody that you can't stand, and now you don't want to divorce them because it costs too much to divorce them. I mean, it's sad, but it is. And if children are involved, now you got to go through the courts because now you got to go through all these crazy things. That's why whenever you get ready to get with somebody, you want to be with them of like mind. You know, you want to be able to say, you know, we need to pray. Okay, let's pray. You know, not because you're just trying to get me, but because you really know that I'm a prayer. I like to pray. Are you understanding?
Yes.
You ain't just trying to woo me because you think this is it, because that's why you got a spirit of discernment. So when somebody's just trying to use these spiritual tactics just to try to get to you, and then it's all said and done, they don't really mean it. And then you build a relationship with them and get with them, and then you marry them, and you start thinking, we need to pray. Okay, I'm tired right now. Can we do that later? No, you married me. We're going to pray now, or we're going to have some major issues. Are we understanding? These are things you need to already have up front, and then you have to ask the Most High. Let me see through this. Let me see, because I want to make sure that they're being truthful, and then I don't want to just be grabbing somebody because I'm lonely and ready to be in a relationship. Because that's the worst thing you can ever do. Because you will grab something, they will want to throw back, and if you can't throw back, you will want to kill it. Are we understanding? Yes. It will get just that bad. So I ain't tell nobody to kill nobody. But you get with some folk, and I've heard the mouths of some of these folks, I'd be like, I thank you Most High, because I tell you, I'd first be ready to bap you in the mouth. But that you don't do that because that's not right. Somebody say that's not right.
That's not right.
You do not fight.
Do not fight.
Say it again. You do not fight.
You do not fight.
No matter how you may want to.
No matter how you may want to.
Do not do that.
Do not do that.
This is true. You don't want people to try to press the worst out of you. You want people to bring the good out of you. Oh, we understand. So once again, let us look at this and really grow from this. On tonight, to you, our listening audience, whether you're listening now or will be listening later. I pray that something was said that has truly encouraged your heart and encouraged your minds on tonight. Once again, I believe that laughter is good according to the scripture. Laughter does the heart merry like medicine. It's all right to laugh. It's all right to laugh as long as we're laughing at the right stuff. And so on tonight, I want to say to you, if you do have questions after the broadcast is over, please don't hesitate to send me your questions. If you have a raised report or comment, please don't hesitate to send them. Because we want to know what's going on with you and be a part of your life as we have brought you in to be a part of our lives. I want to say again, tonight is the first night of our Sabbath rest. Tonight now, when we sign off, don't go and do something that you know you're not supposed to do. If you haven't already cooked, I pray you have a sandwich or something already ready. This is a time that we are to rest. We are to prepare our food during the early part of the day because we are to do no creative work. In other words, anything that creates something is considered work. So we are to do those things before we get into our Sabbath rest. Take this time, rest before the moment. Take in what you've learned, what you've heard. Let it ruminate in your spirit and in your mind. And then I want to invite you to be a part of our Sabbath rest service on tomorrow as we come in here at 10 o'clock to get the rest of the part, to get the conclusion of the matter as we continue to go through the scriptures for Sabbath class. Then after that, take that time to have that leisure time. Take a nap, read. If you're in a place where you have good light, read. Don't do any writing. Again, we don't write. Now, some people may say, well, that's a little strenuous. Don't text either because that's the same thing. But take that time to really rest. Just pull yourself away from everything that you would do throughout the week. And just take that time to focus in on the Most High, Yahuwah, our Savior. Give Him that time and let Him give you of His time and show you the things in the scripture and show you things that you thought that you probably couldn't or would never see in the Torah. Let Him minister to you like He truly desires to. Once again, I want to say, take the Sabbath rest. Enjoy the rest of your night. And let the Most High minister to you from this point on. I want to say to you, you have been listening to Messengers of Yahuwah's Kingdom Faith Ministries Sabbath class on tonight. I want you to remember you have no issues and no problems. If you embrace the Torah and let it embrace you, it will bring you to a place of complete and total understanding, and it will bring you into a place of healing. I want you to remember that at 4027 Baldwin Road in Columbia, South Carolina, at Messengers of Yahuwah's Kingdom Hebraic Faith Ministries, this is the place where
the Torah does the body good.
Until in the morning, Baruch